את שערי רצון להיפתח, יומי כפיי ליל שוטח, אנא זכרונה לי ביום הוכח, עוקד והנקד והמזבח.
From the Talmud, if you're outside of Israel, direct your prayers toward Israel. And if you're in Israel, direct your prayers to Jerusalem. If you're in Jerusalem, direct your prayers to the place of the temple. Welcome from the Western Wall. Here, Jews for millennia have poured out our hearts in prayer. But what is prayer? I'm David Moss, one of the co-founders of Kol HaOt, and I'm going to share some art and some thoughts about prayer as we move into the intense prayer period from Rosh Hashanah to Yom Kippur. Prayer is about connection. It is the intimacy between people and God. It can be whispered or shouted, fervent or mournful, exuberant or dejected. The book of Psalms, written right here, contains every subtlety of the human heart and was the prayer book of the temple. But why here? Why in this exact place on the planet? Well, this was a place of holy connection long before it was chosen for the first temple. We have a tradition that the story of the binding of Isaac, the tale we will read on Rosh Hashanah, happened right here on this hill. Let me share a visual interpretation I made of this story. I sought to find its most basic elements and assigned a color to each one so I could translate it entirely into images. Just remember, God is blue, Abraham is always white, Isaac is red, animals are gray, and plants are green. The story is one of an impossible divine test of Abraham. It begins simply, and God did test Abraham. Here, blue God places white Abraham on the scale to weigh his devotion. And God calls to Abraham, and Abraham answers, Hineni, here I am, present before you. This is perhaps the deepest essence of prayer, just showing up, the readiness to connect, to listen, to respond. Now God instructs Abraham to take his son and journey forth to this very mountain to sacrifice him. But Isaac, bewildered, says, here is the wood, and here is the fire, but where is the ram for the sacrifice? Abraham responds, God will provide that ram, my son. Then Abraham lifts up his eyes and sees a ram caught in the thicket by its horns. And he sacrificed that ram instead of his son. And the horn of that ram has become the eternal echo of Jewish prayer itself. This is the shofar box from the Tree of Life lectern that I created with Noah Greenberg. Note that this shofar too is caught in a dense thicket. The plant is the caper plant, which almost miraculously grows here in the vacant crevices of the kotel. But this humble shofar wails the purest, most direct, and heart-rending prayers possible. Its broken shavarim notes are the weeping of despair for all the pain in our broken world. Its truah sounds are the wake-up call for us to arise, to serve, to connect, to comfort. And its tikiyah sounds are the grateful, celebratory sounds of praise to our King, with whom we're graced to commune in prayer. I end with my very latest two works. These prints, in which I seek to transform our last prayers said each night and our first prayer each morning from their static traditional text format into organic forms that sing forth their meaning. I bless you at this special opportunity provided by the high holidays to dig deeply inside and share your most intimate thoughts, hopes, fears, bewilderment, wonderment, and gratitude with the Holy One, who anxiously but patiently awaits our prayers.